あれからいろんな人と戦った。毎日練習して、こんな僕でも少しは自信がついてきた。それでも分からなかった。強いってなんだか、勝って答えを出すんだ。
Before we start, I want to give a big shout out to today's sponsor, Opera GX. As y'all know, I recently hit Unk status, and when it came to finding a good browser for me to use, I was in quite the pickle. But just like when Takamura saved Ippo, Opera GX came to my rescue. Opera GX isn't your regular boring browser. With it, you're able to customize your experience to your fullest extent. They have custom backgrounds, along with sound effects and background music. You can even download backgrounds for your favorite animes, like One Piece, JJK, Dragon Ball, Fire Force, Vinland Saga, Hunter x Hunter. They even have Scissor 7, bro. Scissor 7! That was an instant download for me. And for my Ippo fans watching, they even have a bunch of awesome Ippo backgrounds with cool punching sound effects for when you're typing, and banger background music to go along with it. I be typing so fast sometimes that I feel like I'm about to hit the Dempsey roll. If you're like me and like watching anime in the background while you're eating, studying, or procrastinating like I usually do, Opera GX has a cool feature where you can pop out a mini player and watch your favorite anime anywhere on screen. And like I said earlier, ever since I hit Unk status, I've been forgetting things. But Opera GX has that covered too, as it allows you to import data from your old browsers like bookmarks, passwords, and whatnot. So what are you waiting for? Break up with your basic browser and download Opera GX today. Link in the description. And once again, thanks to Opera GX for sponsoring this video. Alright, so last time we left off with our boy Ippo becoming the Featherweight Rookie of the Year, beating Sendo in a fantastic slugfest that went down to the final blow. Ippo has now graduated and looks to improve his boxing. Thanks to him and the 3 other lunatics, Kamigawa Gym is surging with new applicants. But even after becoming a top 10 boxer, this guy Ippo is still getting bullied in his own gym.
Watch where you're going, you can get hurt.
Sure.
Leave that little guy alone.
Even Aoki and Kimura were getting treated like royalty. Takamura was straight up aura farming as well. But yeah, let's just say these guys were frauds. Takamura took him out for a run, and all of them got left in the dust. All of them, besides this guy, who they nicknamed Barfmichi because yeah. He stuck around until the end, mad props to him. He's also a huge Ippo fan as well. Dude had a picture of him in his wallet. This is like the 1990s version of having Duke Dennis as your lock screen. Luckily for him, the glazing paid off, and Ippo became his new mentor. Barfmichi isn't the only new guy we meet though. Before Takamura's next match, which we all know he won, we run into the current Japanese featherweight champ. AG Date was out here trolling Ippo for no reason. Y'all know he's 28 years old? They really got him looking 30 plus with that mustache. And he gives Ippo the opportunity of a lifetime, a chance to spar with him. And once Ippo's fist heals, he heads over to Date's gym to spar. First thing that he notices when Date walks into the gym is that shadow boxing. Barely any movement in the shoulders, but yet it's so fluid. First thing I noticed was this disrespect. Bro didn't even put on the headgear. Not a thought was in this dumbass's brain either. Made him sniff the glove and then whammed him with the right.
Why the heck was I just standing there?
I don't know, Ippo. You tell me. Date goes on the attack, and Ippo is over here weaving for his life. Ippo struggles to get any hits in, and the first round ends. But Date isn't even close to going all out. He smiles, and then when the second round starts, he shows us his punch. Backs Ippo into the corner, and then he does this. Winds back, comes in with a corkscrew. But after getting hit, Ippo can't move. Even though he sees the next punch coming, that follow-up left sends him to the floor. Had Ippo laid up on the ground crazy. Not even Sendo did him like this. Ippo gets back up and continues to spar because, you know, this is a good chance to learn. So he heads back in there, doing his best to avoid Date's punches, but he ends up in the corner again. Then he sees it, that corkscrew motion. But he realizes that Date isn't targeting his face nor his body, but his heart. And he gets hit with a mean 1-2 once again. God damn, he laid out worse than the last time. But if there's one thing Ippo has loads in, But if there's one thing that Ippo has in loads, it's tenacity. He gets back up and they continue to spar till the end. Why do they low-key have his clone in the background over here?
Oh my god.
But that spar wasn't in vain. Date knows that Ippo is the future. And even when he goes to shower, he's not even able to get his arms up. That's how hard Ippo was hitting him. But there was one guy who didn't like the attention that Ippo was getting. and that was Okita. He's this dude in the background, and he's Date's biggest glazer. He's the great value, Sheen, Timo, whatever version of the Japanese champ, and he's also the number 5 boxer in the country.
I don't believe you.
Oh, and he's also last year's Rookie of the Year. So it's obvious that he feels challenged by Ippo. So he challenged him, and yeah, this was barely a fight. Okita threw a few good punches, and yeah, he was going a little crazy with that corkscrew. And honestly, Ippo was kind of getting cooked because he couldn't see where Okita's punches were coming from. Hey, Kamagawa was stressed. Remember, this is his first ranked fight, so it's alright that he feels a little nervous. But Ippo has a plan. He got pushed into the corner, and Okita came with that corkscrew, but Ippo was ready for it. He knew that he couldn't telegraph Okita's other punches, so he waited for the one that he knew was coming. And from there, it was light work, uppercut, body blow, and a left to finish the combo. Okita got up, but it was to no avail. He went for a dual exchange with Ippo, but our boy got there first. His ass was hanging onto the rope for dear life. Props to him for staying up like this, but that damage Ippo gave him caught up. He tried going for another corkscrew, but his legs were cooked, fried. He didn't have it in him. Ippo slayed him with another uppercut. Had that boy floated. Dropped him off in front of his idol too. I know he was sick. But yeah, that was it. Ippo won it in round 1. And he improves to 8-0. And things just keep getting better for the Kamagawa gym. They even got an interview with this beautiful lady Kumiko. Yeah, God, I'm so stupid. To show off the new boxing skills. Niggas have never practiced this hard in their entire lives. Look at Aoki and Kimura. They don't even move this way in their matches. Ippo was the real winner though. He got to spar with her personally. But dude didn't throw a single punch. Actually, he did throw one, but yeah. Aoki? Have some shame, bro. He didn't even try to fight back, taking all these hits for the love of the game. I know what kind of man you are. When they see the interview like the next day, we found out that Ippo actually challenged Date on national television. Didn't even realize what he said until it was too late. But he's not the only challenger. In an interview for another gym, we see a Russian boxer named Vorg Zangief. His name is spelled V-O-L-G, but it's pronounced with the hard R sound. I think it has something to do with Japanese, not differentiating the R and the L. That's why Zoro is spelled Zolo or sometimes, or whatever. He also plans to fight Date, and honestly, he might be the one to take him down. Vorg was already an amateur boxing world champion, and he has 200 fights to his name. If Ippo wants the belt, he and Vorg will have to fight for it first, and he'll get his chance soon because the Class A tournament is coming up. This is the tournament that gives first rights to challenging for the belt, so it's a big deal. And Ippo only has to fight 2 times to win it. There will be more people, but since Sendo is doing his own thing and Mashiba actually went up a weight to junior light, along with the fact that people actually chickened out thanks to Vorg's influence, he'll have an easy way to win. Poor Kimura has to go up against this demon Mashiba. I'm really praying for him. And y'all know what time it is? Big fight coming up? That means a training camp. Yes, sir. But then, tragedy strikes. Y'all probably noticed it, but ever since Ippo started boxing, he spent less time working at his fishing spot, meaning that his mom has had to pick up the slack. But that didn't matter to her. She would rather overwork herself than ever let Ippo quit boxing. I mean, that sport transformed her bullied little boy into a confident young man. She ended up getting hospitalized due to overwork, and that meant that Ippo had to step back and help at the boat store. She won't be back on her feet for another month, and even when she does come back, she'll need some help, meaning that Ippo might actually have to give up on boxing. But right when it looked like it was over, this man stepped up when he needed him most.
How can I help you, sir? Quit fooling around. It's me. I'm soaked.
That's what I'm talking about! That's why he's the MVP! That's why he's the GOAT! The GOAT!
When he heard that Ippo might quit, he immediately offered to help out at the store. Turns out that this dude is actually mega talented. But look at this artwork. He wants to make manga, and he even wants to do one about Ippo, so he offers to help. And this is where he really showed that he was a great friend. Cause even when he was pushed to his limit after working for one day, even when he wanted to quit, he saw Ippo, saw how he was still training even though he might have to quit, and got motivated. So he sucked it up and decided to keep it pushing in order to help both of their dreams continue. Shout out to him, man. He literally went from trying to kill Ippo in the first video to becoming his #1 supporter and his greatest friend in his biggest time of need. That's why he's the GOAT. Ippo was so happy to be back that he willingly took a beat down from Takamura. Nigga was crying tears of joy. I knew he was a masochist, man. So with all that taken care of, it's now time to shift our focus to the Class A tournament. Ippo's first opponent will be the speed star, Saeki. He's Itagaki before Itagaki. Who is Itagaki? He is the Megumi of the Hajime no Ippo verse. That should tell you enough. His ability is in the name. He is Weave Nation certified and he boxes for the thrill. Basically, for a fighter like Ippo, he's his worst nightmare. But hey, at least Ippo got some new trunks and some boots to boot. He'll walk in advertisement now. Then we get to the fight. When the bell rang, Ippo was playing it cautious. But Saiki was like, run my fade, bro. And he had to accept the invitation. Saiki was just toying with him though. Remember, he's just doing all this for the love of the game. Slowly building up his speed, he weaves and ducks. Like, look how Ippo got him into the corner. Was so close that he could actually smooch him. And dude flash stepped from the corner. Absolutely ridiculous work. And once he had his fill of the thrill, he went on offense. He throws these really fast flicker jabs that are so goddamn speedy that Ippo can't see shit. Bro was actually running for his life. The hunter had become the hunted. And then we see it. Or don't see it. Ippo is unable to see from his right eye. Saiki uses this to his advantage, but this is where Ippo catches him. Every speedster in anime makes the same damn mistakes. They either 1, start playing DPS instead of trying to support, or 2, they repeat the same actions over and over again so their opponents can memorize their movements. Saiki did the latter. When he dips into Ippo's blind spot, Ippo leans on him so he can get the feel of where he's at. Saiki was getting like, man, that was just a bluff. But in the next round, Ippo shows him what's up. A perfect hit right where he knew he was coming. Then he strikes again with a body blow. And just like that, he was down. All it took was 2 clean hits and he was donezo. But we all know how this ends. Saiki gets up, but he's way slower than he was before. We Nation rescinded their contract, and now it's Ippo's turn. Ippo sends up a left. Saiki blocks, but that right jab was too vicious. Then he goes in for that trademark Makanouchi right, and golly, nigga is 5'4", 125 pounds, treating other grown men like ragdolls. This pose is crazy. But yeah, that was it. Saiki goes down, and Ippo moves on to the finals of the Class A tournament. But Saiki's a cool guy. He came into Ippo's room, and he just chopped it up with him before saying goodbye. I like him. And it's really unfortunate what ends up happening to this dude because he just doesn't catch a break, bro. Y'all see later. Ippo then heads off to watch the other semifinal between Vorg and this old ass dude.
Hey, I'm only 28.
He actually went up against Date after the fight that Ippo had with Okita, but basically this is his last chance to shine. Vorg is nicknamed the White Fang. Why he is nicknamed the White Fang is because of his punch. It is so devious, it feels like a wolf is biting your head off. But at the start, it looks like Vorg is getting worked, as he's taking a lot of hits and he doesn't seem to be fighting back. But one look at his cornerman can tell you that's not the case. Then it happens. A duel exchange in which Vorg starts battling it out. Looking at this in retrospect, it's kind of funny because Vorg isn't really an infighter as they say he is. He's doing all this because of Japan, but that will come at another time. But once Vorg turned up, he was on demon time. Look at the eyes. He just mauling this old man to death. Hit the uppercut of doom, sent him to the shadow realm, and when the ref stopped the fight, dude bypassed him and kept going. Ref, do something. He's committing murder in the ring. Speaking of which, does this nigga ever do anything, bro? In the Sendo fight, he let Ippo get beat down on, and Ippo's fight earlier, and Mashiba's fight against, but genuinely, bro, someone research him. Someone get him to jail. Even throwing in that towel wasn't enough. Dude popped his ult right at the end and hit the White Fang. Ippo was once again in the crowd shook. But Ippo notices something. Even after that electric win, Vorg doesn't look happy at all. Interesting. The other Kamigawa boys won their matches as well, so Takamura takes them all out to karaoke. Even Barf Michi got in on the action, and they all had a good time.
Hey, I've seen this one. This is a classic.
Did y'all know that they had Hayami in the music video wearing that Japanese belt as well? And he was getting the hose too? Man, get bro past the Rookie King tournament first. I kinda skipped over this, but Barmichi actually ended up getting his boxing license thanks to Ippo's training, and you know, the Kamigawa boys were backing it up. The reason why I skipped over this though is because after this, Barmichi actually ends up leaving. Kinda sad because he really found a home at Kamigawa Gym, but the boys gave him a nice send-off by beating his ass, and then he left. He's a good kid. I wish him nothing but the best for him. But now, it is time for the final, well technically semi-final, to the national title, Ippo versus Vorg. Now, Kamigawa actually met up with Vorg's coach for a little powwow, and he came back from it pissed. Because basically, Vorg's coach insinuated that Ippo wouldn't be able to beat Vorg because of his coaching style. Willpower and effort can only take you so far. And I'm not gonna lie, right statement, wrong time. If you know, you know. So, he hopped on that moped and got Ippo to work on a new punch, the Gazelle Punch. To do this, he needed to work out his legs and focus on punching from down low. The result is an extremely powerful punch that will definitely kill any normal man. We even get to see the beautiful Dr. Yamaguchi once again. Although, hey, yo, Ippo, why you pose like that, man? Chill out. It's not this type of anime. Later on, before the fight, he runs into Vorg, who, along with Ippo, just watched Date defend his title. He's a little lost because he doesn't know how to read the Japanese signs, and because of this, he and Ippo have a little chat. And we see that Vorg is actually a pretty awesome guy. He's a mama's boy like Ippo, and he talks about his home back in Russia. He lives a little outside St. Petersburg, where it's very cold, and his mom got sick because of overwork. So he uses boxing so he can make money to help her out. And after he becomes the champion, he wants to go back home and drink his mom's hot, warm soup. Very nice. But most importantly, he asks Ippo, why is he so happy when he's boxing? Because unlike Ippo, he doesn't love the sport like he does. Rather, he fights because he wants to help out his mom. They got a sort of mutual respect for each other, and they both promise to give it their all in the ring.
I'm having trouble. I'm really having serious trouble. My friend is gone. I don't know how to go home. I cannot read the sign.
And I'm not gonna lie, this was the first time that I low-key, and I mean very, very low-key, just a smidge, wanted Ippo to lose. Cause come on, bro, he's all the way across the world boxing so he can help out his sick mom. Like, look at this, he was in his room staring at the picture and everything. Like, boxing is all he has, man. But finally, the day is here, and we got the big dogs in the commentator's booth for this one. Eiji Date and Kamagawa's own Takamura. And yes, Takamura, we can see the fit. God damn, blinding my screen with all that glitz and glamour. Nigga, Ippo was sweating in buckets before the match even started. I don't even blame him. Look at this stare down by Vorg. Back turned like an owl. He's scaring me. Then the bell rings and the first round begins. Ippo gets into that peekaboo style of his, but Vorg crouches and then he goes on the attack. They're going at it, trading left jabs with precision. Ippo was looking a whole lot better with his weaves after that fight against Saeki. But then weave, Vorg uppercuts, and then he does it again. Ippo has nowhere to run. He balls up, but Vorg stops. Baby taps Ippo 3 times, and then wham! Another uppercut. Ippo is getting cooked. Vorg is ravaging those tight holes with precision. He gets Ippo into the corner and continues the beatdown. And I'm over here pissed. How many fights are you gonna get cooked like this, my nigga? You are 9-0. Fight back. Vorg goes to finish the combo with his uppercut to the chin, then a right. Bro was actually about to hit a step back for the game winner, but Ippo struck back with a right. Turns out, bro is actually unconscious, like when Sendo was in their fight, and he's fighting back. This idiot needed borderline CTE to fight back. You gotta be kidding me, bro. This Kamagawa CTE style got him messed up. When Ippo finally wakes up and realizes what happened, he's like, oh, I bet. And gets ready to squabble again. And that was just the warm-up that Ippo needed. They start infighting until round 1 ends. Round 2 starts, and Vorg's coach is really a demon. Dude was commending Ippo because he lasted one round against Vorg. That's how good this guy is. And the crazy thing is, Vorg is holding back. He genuinely likes Ippo. He doesn't want to hurt him with one of his punches. But when Ippo hit him with this new move, we're moving like he playing a game of Twister, the pity party was over. I love characters and people tied to wolves, man. Yuji, Anthony Edwards, although he can kind of be buns sometimes. And now, Vorg. When Vorg gets back up, he shows us how powerful he is. Pushing Ippo back like he took no damage in the first place. He even blocked Ippo's gazelle punch again. Light work.
I already saw you throw that punch. Now it's your turn to watch.
That's the coolest thing I've ever seen.
Mean Leg took the jugular, and then he came in with this killer. The white bang. Ippo is now down on the ground. He's wobbling, and he can't get up, but he has to. Using that corner, he gets back up with those defiant eyes, and luckily for him, the bell rang. In their corners, both boxers know what they must do, but it's not looking good for Ippo in the slightest. Dude got hit with this love tap, and he fell flat on his ass. Might be time to throw in the towel, gang. I ain't gonna hold you. But when he gets back up, we see it. Those green eyes. The Hajime no Ippo. Sharingan. Ippo manages to survive. Round 4 begins, and Vorg is just pummeling this man. He got Ippo on his tippy toes, getting them devious front shots. Had bro on the ropes, looking crazy. The crowd was distraught. Even Yagi was in the corner like, hey bro, I'm gonna be for real. Throw in the towel. That boy is done. Finished. CS defini. Finito. Shut your ass up and let him cook, nigga. That kid has something not even a trainer can give his boxer. That dog in him. Ippo was fighting for his life. They was out here hugging each other. Back shots sounding throughout the entire arena. Takamura and Date weren't saying a word. But slowly, he starts getting his hits in. Vorg is genuinely pissed. Over here like, how were you not down? But then, a right from Vorg connects. He's done. Falling in a daze, Ippo believes that it's over. The white thing is in view, but Vorg ends up missing. Vorg was an amateur boxer. They wear headgear, meaning that knockouts are usually rare. And in reality, most boxers aren't stupid enough to fight with such a CTE-inducing style. And as we've seen time and time again, fatigue and damage from hits can come at any time. Kamigawa over here talking like he planned for this to happen the entire time. Your ass was looking at the towel like this, gang. Don't even front. Late game moments like this is where Ippo is in his bag. Look at these movements. Those evasives are clean, and when Vorg makes a big swing, Ippo goes in for the strike. But it was a trap. Unlike Ippo, Vorg is always using his brain. He was 2 steps ahead. The second he swings, Ippo will be done. Ippo swings. Then he stutter steps into the body blow. What a play by Ippo on the fly as well. The worst punch that Vorg could have taken. Ippo doesn't slow down. 2 rights, a left, and then a right again. Vorg is down. Y'all thought my goat was gonna go out like this? Nah, bruh, he's faced worse. Back in the day, he had to fight through the snowstorms, the blizzards, and the wolves to get his mom the help she needed. Out here vibing with the wolves and shit. He gets back up on his feet, and he's ready.
I'll get you, bitch!
Ippo is now on the offensive. Vorg is fighting for his life, uses a clinch, and the commentator was on his ass.
The pride of the amateur world champ means nothing now. He's turned into a desperate animal.
Respect my goat, nigga. Must have heard that blasphemy because he came back with a barrage. Even the fans were cheering for him, and he's able to last until the next round, the final round. It all comes down to this. Vorg's White Fang and Ippo's Gazelle Punch. The predator versus the prey. Kamigawa got the towel in hand. If he gotta use it, he gotta use it. They jump in for the final showdown. Each of them expertly blocking and weaving until the other one is forced to come up for air. Whoever stops first will end up taking the loss. Ippo gets rocked across the face, and Vorg goes in for the White Fang, but just in time, he weaves it. Not once, but twice. Kamigawa was shook, and there it was, the opening that he needed. Ippo goes down for the Gazelle Punch, and it lands straight on his dome. Vorg is down. But even as he struggles to get up, Vorg finds something that might have been more valuable than winning today. The fact that he truly loves boxing. Ippo made him realize that. But hey, what a win by Ippo. I thought his ass would have been cooked, not gonna lie. Maybe he should have, but willpower and that Kamigawa training won out. At the end of the day, he had more stamina. Vorg dabs him up in the middle of the ring because they saw that he had that dog in him. Even Vorg's coach had to give Kamigawa props. Funny enough, Ippo was the one that ended up on a stretcher.
He's a terrific fighter. And kid.
Ippo, you alright?
Had to bring out the ambulance and everything. But yeah, Ippo won in 5 rounds, won the Class A tournament and the MVP award. Props to him. And now, it's time for the title. 10-0, wins against top boxers like Mashiba, Sendo, Saiki, and now Vorg. He's beat every boxer in his age group, and his next opponent will be none other than the Japanese Featherweight champ, AG Date. But before that, Ippo gets a chance to go on a date. Well, a group date. Dude won a smooth 5K from that tournament. So the Kamigawa boys used him as bait. They even brought his girl. And then Kimura was out here rage baiting.
Unfortunately, Ippo already has a previous engagement tonight. It can't be helped. Oh well, the rest of us can have fun. Oh, be a sweet, considerate son to your mother, you hear?
Man, what the fuck is you talking about?
What the fuck was that?
I'm sorry, man.
Takamura was even worse. I keep telling y'all every single video, never ever bring this nigga around the hose. Ippo had all of them staring and he choked them out. Worst wingman ever.
He's pulling his cock out!
They had a bowling match to decide who would be with which girl, and everyone realized that if Ippo got second place, they would have to go out with this woman. And oh my god, this face is actually scary. Why is she staring at us like that? Act like she can see us through the screen. Oh yeah, if you're wondering why they were going for second place instead of first, it's because Aoki is a bowling god. Forget boxing, bro. Nigga needs to join the NBL. But yeah, the game was pointless as Aoki ended up winning. And we all know what Aoki is into. Ironically, she ends up being the best girlfriend this entire show. And when she locks in, she low-key bad, not gonna lie. Like in the manga, in serious moments, I start to see his vision. Maybe Aoki was onto something all along. Hell, even Kimura and our boy Ippo were able to score. Oh, you're wondering about Takamura? Yeah, pretty much. Ippo got to walk home all nice and shit, and he was even able to come inside the house. Stupid nigga. Shit wasn't sweet though. Turns out Mashiba hung a bro's picture so he could punch it every day. And while they were drinking tea, Vorg pulled up on them. Dude was saying something, oh yeah, Machi was good and all, but I could probably beat his ass right now. Oh, word? Nigga got no shame, bowing down and everything. Be for real, bro. This was funny though. Machi ended up walking with him, and it turns out that he also has the title match coming up because Kimura lost in the tourney. Fucking bum. So he told him he better win. The real winner was Aoki. Dude hit a home run and ran all the bases with Tomiko. Nice. Anyway, back to the title fight. Let's talk about Date. Although he's the featherweight champ right now, this isn't new to him. 6 years ago, he was a boxer fighting on the world stage, vying for the WBA title. Unfortunately, he had to go up against the biggest demon in boxing history and the most dominant character in sports manga, Ricardo Martinez, WBA featherweight world champion, and I'll probably never have another chance at glazing him, so I'm gonna do it now. He is called Quetzalcoatl, the sun god. He has a record, and I'm not making this up, of 70-0, soon to be 71 after Sendo gets his shit kicked in. 66 wins by KO. The Golden State Warriors won 73 games and still lost 9. He is so dominant that the WBC featherweight champs aren't considered the strongest because of him, and people would rather go the WBC route than to face this demon. He is also the best boxer, pound for pound, which is a ranking for boxers no matter the weight class. Even better than Takamura, who at this point in the story is a damn demon himself. He also has the deepest voice in the entire anime, if I ever get to that. In Hajime no Ippo, the deeper your voice, the cooler you are. Date went up against him in his second ever title defense, and I'm sure he thought this would have been at least a good fight, but that Mexican sent him packing. Crazy thing is, Ricardo doesn't use no crazy style, no tricks, no nothing. He's just a master at the basics. Let me tell you right now, Mexicans in Hajime no Ippo are like what Uchihas are to Naruto, what the D Clan is to One Piece, what the 1984 draft class is to the NBA. They are the GOATs. They will beat anyone unless their opponent's name is Sendo. He'd be going through Mexicans like crazy. But anyway, let me stop with the spoilers. Date lost in 2 rounds. Now, losing at the world stage and getting an injury to boot sucks, but Date is 23. If he sticks with it, he'll get another shot. But then tragedy struck. His wife, who was pregnant, fell down the stairs and they lost their son in the process. And she didn't even tell him because she wanted him to stay locked in. Date easily has the best significant other in the show. She's top 3 at least. And after that, Date retired, got a job, working for his father-in-law, and everything was good. But it wasn't. For one, Ricardo gave bro mega PTSD. And 2, he's just not happy, even though he should be. And Date's wife was really spitting here. She told him,
"Is this the life that you want? Do you really want all the years to drift away and have everyone you know slowly forget that you were ever a boxer? You can't go on living your life and pretend that you've given up on your dream. Is it good enough to have our only child grow up and never know who his father really is? Do it for your wife, and for Yuji, and for the child that never was."
Damn, that was all he needed. Bro quit his job, then went back to boxing. And in two matches, he took back the Japanese belt. But yeah, Date was winning before he and Ippo even stepped into the ring. Pulled up on him just to tell him that his fists were light. And of course, this dumbass took it to heart. He's out here sending his opponents to the moon with his punches, and he still wants to doubt himself. I am tired of this humility gimmick, Ippo. Let your balls drop and tell him what's up. And later, in a rare moment where Takamura is actually being a mentor, he tells Ippo that his fist being light doesn't exactly mean he's weak. The fists of a champion are filled with expectations and the dreams of others that have faced you. Out here dropping knowledge with that goofy ass shirt. And Date's fists are most definitely heavy, but I still think Ippo can take this. Some time passes, Mashiba became the lightweight champ, congrats to him, and Kumi and Ippo celebrated with him. It was a fun time. Kumi wishes him good luck and tells him to win, and Ippo continues to train until the day finally arrives. The Rookie King versus the Emperor of Japan. Old versus new. Date versus Ippo for the Japanese Featherweight title. 10 rounds. Oh yeah. Everyone, and I mean everyone, showed out. Even Ippo's old counselor from way back when. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Japanese Featherweight Championship. In the red corner, weighing in at 125 pounds and a quarter, the Japanese Featherweight Champion, AG Dante. And in the blue corner, the Rookie King Champion, who stands at #1 in Featherweight, the comeback kid with an insatiable record of 10-0, Ippo Bakinaouchi. Damn, oh wait, they actually said my name. It's finally time. Then the bell rings. Dante strikes first, and Ippo steps in with a warning shot, letting Dante know what's up. These fists ain't light, old man.
Hey, I'm only 28.
Then he pushes in. Ippo weaves and ducks. He's starting off unusually well. Dante's having a hard time keeping up. Dante sends the uppercut, but Ippo says weave, comes in with a liver blow. Dante counters with a straight to the face, but Ippo ate that, light work. They keep going at it. Then Dante goes for a right. Hits him in the back of the head. He's not playing fair. Hit him with the under of the ear. As we saw in Invincible, the ears are important for maintaining balance. It's not looking good. Dante takes the offensive, pushes him back, and then he steps back and goes for that corkscrew. But Ippo was ready. He blocked that and threw himself at Dante. This is where Dante made a mistake. He thought that Ippo couldn't maneuver from this range, but as long as you're infighting, that's barbecue chicken for Ippo. He bodied his ass. Ippo was moving different. He got Dante on the ropes. He's looking the best we've ever seen. And then the first round ends. 10 points for each fighter. They're even. Round 2 starts. Dante knows that he's gotta face Ippo head to head. If he couldn't, how would he be able to call himself a champion? But in a battle of strength, Ippo reigns supreme. Ippo feints with a liver blow, then goes for a right, but Dante was straight eating these, using the motion of Ippo's punches and going along with them, minimizing the damage, but he's still feeling it. Ippo still has his doubts, but when round 3 starts, he's still cooking. Liver blow straight to the gut, Ippo was wailing on him. Another one lands. Ippo goes for that right, but once again, Dante follows the motion of the punch. Nigga, Ippo was shook. Lack of experience was really showing out right here. If anything, it should show him to go for those liver blows, but this rattled Ippo. He got knocked down. Nigga was glazing him in his head. Man, Dante looks so good up there. Bro, tee up and lock in. The match restarts, but Dante's definitely winning. Even though Ippo is hitting him, it feels like his punches aren't touching anything. Apparently, we didn't even notice until now. Dante has some sort of Sharingan, so he's able to weave his punches before impact. And after he did all that, he went on offense. Ippo gets beat down and pushed to the ropes, and now he's getting pummeled. And he's barely saved by the bell. And oh nah, Dante was hitting the victory pose before the match ended? Nah, nigga, Ippo, if you don't lock the fuck in right now. The next round starts, and now they're going hit for hit. But then Dante gets the upper hand. He's going for a knockout, but Ippo had to lock in. That going along with the punch shit that Dante was doing backfired on him, as Ippo unleashed this 1-2 combo on him. Then a liver blow, and the gazelle punch straight to the head. Oh yeah, but Dante was still standing. This old man ain't going down yet.
Hey, I'm only 28.
And Ippo couldn't believe it. I don't blame him. He got the strongest fist in the featherweight. But Dante has everything to lose right now. He can't go down. Ippo's punches are actually giving Dante damage, but he doesn't know that. And in his eyes, Dante is just destroying him. Physically, Ippo is definitely one of the best in the game. But when it comes to the mental aspect, he is severely outclassed. Round 5 starts, and Ippo's just getting destroyed. He can't do anything. Dante is screwing him with these blows. At this point, Ippo is floating in and out of consciousness, staying close to Dante with those short, compact blows. Then they start going blow for blow. Ippo is actually pushing him back. Then he hits a right. Dante staggers, and then...
He's knocked down!
Ippo wasn't leaning on Dante as a strategy, but only because he couldn't stand on his own. But somehow, he finds his way to get back up. Kamigawa hesitates. He wants to throw in the towel, but seeing Ippo get up like that holds him back. Dante's on the ropes as well. If Ippo was awake to see this, he'd probably be able to do something. One more hit, and he'll be down. That's all it'll take. He's so close. This is it. The theme music started playing, and I was like, oh yeah, show me something, Ippo. Dante strikes with the left. Ippo eats it. Strikes back with a body blow. It connects. Dante bows over. This could be it. Ippo goes for the left. It connects. Dante's hurting now. One more punch. Ippo goes for the liver blow. Dante's in the corner. But then Dante fires his own punch. Ippo's swing is too wide, and Dante's corkscrew hits. And as it hits, Kamigawa throws in the towel. Didn't even need a punch. Ippo had nothing left. Dante scrapes by the skin of his teeth. That was his 10th title defense, proving once again that he's ready for the world. They shake hands, and Ippo was carried out on a stretcher. Damn, he was so close, bro, so close. Sendo was watching this and he was heated. He wanted to face him, and Vorg was also here as well. I don't know why Sendo was mad at him. All he did was dodge the scraps of his paper. But Vorg ain't scared of him, he stares him down. Even my glorious King Miyata came back to watch the match. The big shocker though was Takamura. He didn't even make fun of Ippo for losing, acting like a big brother for once. What a shocker. And after a couple of days of rest, he even let Ippo use his tape recorder. He gave him time alone in his apartment to rewatch the match. Guess he had a heart after all. With Date rescinding the featherweight title to head to the world, that means that 2 boxers will have a chance at taking it. The 2 fighters who have both lost to Ippo, Sendo and Vorg. And this match pissed me off. I'm gonna be for real, that Sendo voodoo devil magic was in full swing today, along with the refs. I keep telling you, bro, this nigga right here needs to be investigated. I don't know how he keeps getting away with this. Poor Ippo was getting bullied by the fans. All he wants to do is watch the match. He had to have his boyfriend Miyata save the day. Look at this light-skinned ass nigga brushing his hair and shit. God, he's so cool. The laser was a little too much for Miyata though. I'm your #1 fan. Bro started walking for his life. Miyata has actually been on quite a run recently. After his dramatic exit, he went overseas to Thailand. At first, it was tough. Most of his matches ended in draws because the home crowd didn't like him. Dude got hit with a bottle and he was still aura farming while bleeding. He was also running on fumes due to his weight control, and he had no friends beside this guy and a 10-year-old. In one of his matches, the odds were stacked against him 30-1. But then he remembered a boxer who overcame such odds, who came on top when everything was against him. His boyfriend, Ippo, thousands of miles away, and these guys are still glazing each other. Golly, sports and manga are so fruity. He went up against this guy named Jimmy Sisfar, a fellow Kamogawa CTE style boxer, and soon to be Antonio Brown of the Ippoverse. And when he was on the ropes, literally bleeding from the ears, all the odds against him, he came in with a new counterpunch, the Jolt counter. Basically, it uses all the weight of your body to go in for the counter, so it's like... And that shit landed home. Against the Ippo of Thailand, he proved that he could hang with the big boys, and even the home crowd grew to respect him. Out here inspiring the youth with a smile. Look at my goat go. Shout out to this guy. Bro was able to buy a new car betting on Miyata. Who said sports gambling doesn't pay? Back to Vorg versus Sendo. These two do not like each other. Look at this stare down. This much beef with a guy who we have met once is insane work. A wolf versus a tiger. Who will prove the better hunter? Now, as we know it, when it comes to destructive power, Sendo was up there with Ippo. Hell, he's actually stronger. When it comes to brains, Sendo is dumber than rocks, but not really. He moves on instinct. Either way, he takes a lot of punches, and Vorg exploited this. He's got the mindset of a champion, beating him with clean, clear, concise punches, pushing him on the rope. Heavy punches may weaken the body, but sharp punches weaken the soul. Oh, you bitch ass nigga. Ah! But Sendo was able to strike back and smash the chin. Had Vorg staggering. He's out here showboating now. First hit he's gotten all day, by the way. Sendo continues. Another smash to the chin. It's not looking good, but Vorg bites back with that white bang. They both locked in, staring each other down as they head back to their corners. In the next round, Vorg came out swinging before Sendo could even finish the aura farming. Vorg is an orthodox fighter, like any Russian, and those sharp blows were killing Sendo. When round 2 ended, Sendo was holding on to the ropes for dear life, and by round 6, Sendo was literally a dead man walking. Bro was looking worse than Ippo did versus Date, and eventually he hit the floor. But he's such a dog, man. When he saw Vorg drag his leg, he smelled blood. You might be wondering, what type of devil magic could Sendo possibly pull that would aid his victory? Well, watch this.
Yeah, my fighting is starting to wear down the amateur world champ. If I lost consciousness now, it would be a waste.
He's up! What incredible heart!
In round 7, Vorg gets hit with a devious smash. That set him down. I thought he was cooked. Sendo even raised his arms in victory. And to be honest, I don't blame him. Vorg is out here looking like he's having a seizure. But my goat gets up. They keep going at it, hit for hit, until round 10. And these guys, once enemies, have found a mutual respect for each other, had to dap each other up. Now, what could possibly ruin such a great fight between the best boxers in the nation? Well, watch this. Vorg goes in for a punch, and then he slips. And what does this idiotic ref do? he starts to count. Bro had a first class view for that slip and he still missed it. And of course, this is that same imbecile who refed the Miata fight and that first Sendo fight. How does bro still have a job? He's the Scott Foster of the Ippoverse. Call him the extender. Sendo was literally in the corner holding on for dear life. Does this look like the guy who should be champion to you? Bro huddled up in the corner while Vorg is standing tall. And guess who won?
In the red corner, Sendo! What? You didn't even have me, oh my god!
I don't even know how this was close. Vorg easily was destroying him. Man, fuck all this BS, bro. Anyone with the eyes knows that Vorg had that. Sendo devil magic, that Kansai voodoo was in full swing tonight. You can't tell me otherwise. Even Sendo knew this was a Mickey Mouse win. But Vorg takes his loss in stride, even though he knows what this loss means. With those 2 losses, his gym ended up dropping him, meaning that he has to retire, head back home. Luckily, the GOAT Fuji was able to tell Ippo about this, and he headed off to the airport so he could get one last goodbye to Vorg. Vorg is a little tearful, but he's happy with everything that he learned. After all, he was able to find out that he loved boxing thanks to his fights with Ippo. And after a sad goodbye, he gives Ippo his boxing gloves and tells him,
Sayonara, Ippo.
damn, I feel you, Ippo, I feel you. After some time, Ippo was ready for his comeback match, but with Coach Kamigawa collapsing due to fatigue, it'll be up to him to figure out something. And it's really funny because Coach Kamigawa really took it hard when Ippo lost. But when Kimura and Naoki lose, man, that nigga don't care. He do not care, bro. And Takamura never loses, so he doesn't have to worry about it. Ippo is really his son, isn't he? But anyway, Ippo needs a new weapon. Something that he can use on offense and defense. Hitting before being hit. And while he's at the park, it happens. Umezawa watches in awe. Dude just saw something generational, he doesn't even realize it. Then we get to his comeback match. All 3 Kamigawa boys are coming back from a loss, so this is gonna be a big one. Yo, y'all remember the girl Kimura was with earlier? Turns out she had a man and she even brought him to the match. This is wicked work. Some women are just evil, dude. Bro couldn't even enjoy the win. I feel bad. Oh yeah, Aoki won too, and he actually had this girl cheering him on. So shout out to her. But anyway, it is time for the main event. His first match in almost half a year. The comeback kid is making his comeback to Korakuen Hall, and everyone was hyped for his return. The match starts, and Ippo is doing pretty well, showing us that peekaboo style that we all know and love. At first, he's a little shaky. This guy was using the same neck twist that Date used back in their fight, and he has those same eyes. Those eyes of determination and sheer will to win. But Ippo was locked in today. When he got out of the corner, he promised a KO. That's rare coming from Ippo. He really must have something up his sleeve. And then it happens. Ippo starts ducking and weaving. At first, he's all defense. Then he starts throwing punches faster and faster, shaking his head as he goes, until he does it. The Dempsey roll. A vicious technique that hammers the opponent from both sides while defending. A technique that comes from a time before even Kamigawa, which is very, very long ago. A technique that set his opponent flat on his back. A well-deserved win and a flawless comeback. And guess who was there to watch it? Sendo. Bro pulled up in front of everyone, motioned for the mic, and told him he wanted that fade. And Ippo accepts it. Oh yeah. Sendo walked off like a boss. And look at this. Ippo isn't even scared. Finally! Anyway, Sendo is actually proving to be quite the champ. In his first ever defense, he completely dismantled Saeki in 67 seconds. He defeated the fastest in featherweight in the fastest time ever. He even claims to be able to stop the Dempsey roll. We'll see about that. But in the meantime, we get another training camp. And this is a big one. Besides Ippo going for the Japanese title, Takamura is also looking to take on the world, and Aoki and Kimura they're doing their own thing. So yeah, big one. Instead of the beach though, this year, they head up to the mountain, where they meet an old friend of Kamigawa, old man Nakoda. Don't let their age fool you. These two were certified boxing goats back in the day. He also has a cool dog. His name is Hachi. I love him. This training camp really elevated Ippo's game. Squats in the river helped build up leg strength and endurance. And those log chops immensely boosted Ippo's back strength. Look at this old man, bro. Dude is fucking 90 and he got muscles like this. Imagine how Ippo's gonna look. He even learns how to punch without throwing a punch. AKA throwing a punch with killer intent. It's like a feint. Something that Ippo definitely lacks, but he'll get there. That wasn't even the craziest part of this training camp. The craziest part was Takamura, and I'm not even kidding when I said this. Takamura went head to head with a bear, 3 times his weight and double his size. And even after getting tossed around, getting scraped and bruised, he still kept going at it. Look at this. He's going band for band with a bear. Going toe to toe with the beast with 6-inch claws. And he ended up winning too. Dakota actually ended up finding it in the woods and cooking it for dinner. And bro was trying to act all sad and stuff. But y'all see this, but look at the way he's eating. He's not stuck at all. Anyway, when they got back from the training camp, Takamura even used a bear skin as a cape for his next fight. In fact, he even beat his opponent in 1 round with just his left hand. According to Nakota, who, by the way, he came back with them, there's a saying that goes, those who rule the left will rule the world. And Takamura is definitely ready for the world. Anyway, after that fight, we meet this new reporter girl named Mura. Every girl with glasses in this show is so fine, dude. She's taking the liking to Ippo and damn, what is she doing with all that Megami back there? Ippo a better man than me. Well, not really. He gave her his first autograph, even though he promised Kumi to give it to her first. She was heated.
What? What's this?
Well, I can't read.
But moving on, before their fight, Sendo has one more title defense against this dude named Shigeta. In another universe, this dude would definitely be fighting Vorg for the championship because he was cooking. Like, y'all thought that Vorg fight was back? You ain't seen nothing yet. Shigeta is a southpaw, or was a southpaw, aka a lefty. And since southpaws are a rarity, they're very hard to counter. And it doesn't help that Shigeta is actually right-handed. So he's a southpaw with a strong right hand. TLDR, Sendo is cooked. And Shigeta is a rare talent. He was parrying Sendo's smashes, smiling while weaving his hits, and even talking shit. Told Sendo,
Sendo, that all you got?
look at Sendo, he was shook. Shigeta had bro huddled in the corner and he was hitting victory poses in round 2. But then he made a mistake. After beating down Sendo and cornering him again and even getting clinched by him, he gets all up in his face and not only calls him ass, but he said Ippo was buns too. Because when they sparred, Ippo had a hard time taking him on as well. Slandering himself is one thing, but slandering his rival and the only man who's beating him, you messed up now. Sendo was so mad that he actually started using his legs. Turns out that all the power that he gets from his smashes comes from his upper body. Once he uses his legs, he hits with a devastating power. One hit had Shigeta on the floor, and after that, it was up. Look at this overhand. Shigeta didn't even know what hit him. Sendo beat the damn brakes off his ass, dude. Lights were on, but nobody was home. Then when he fell, because he was knocked out, this demon smashed him upwards and kept pummeling him. The cornerman must have graduated from Kamigawa University of CTE and brain damage. He didn't even throw in the towel. Sendo genuinely ended this man's career. Look! My God! Sendo giving niggas PTSD in the ring. But now, it is time for the grand finale of this video. The one we've been waiting for. The one Ippo has worked his entire career for. The final showdown. Ippo's looking the best he's ever been. Look at those back muscles. Shout out Nakota. Before their big fight, he and Sendo have one final chat. And yo, this man Sendo was tweaking. Like, look at this, bro. He's itching to run the fade. Out here spasming and everything. Ippo got the same face as me when I saw this, bro. What the fuck is wrong with you? But finally, the day is here. That's not me, but he said this. The Lollapalooza of the century. And everyone showed out. Mashiba and Kumi, Miyata with them damn shades. We know it's you, bro. Nakota and a sold out crowd. Nigga Sendo was in the green room tweaking. Calm down, bro. And Ippo is locked in. Let's get it. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the grand finale of the championship carnival, the faded showdown between two of Japan's best. Please welcome in today's fighters. In the blue corner, sitting at 5'4", 124 pounds in the McDonald's quarter pounder, sporting a record of 11 wins, 1 loss, and 0 draws. The Dynamite King, the Comeback King, Ippo Makinauchi! And in the red corner, the featherweight champion of Japan, boasting a record of 15 wins, 1 loss, and 1 Mickey Mouse draw. What the hey! Japan's greatest predator, the 9-1 Tiger, Takeshi Sendo! This is it. The final showdown. Let's get it! The bell rings, and Ippo darts out that corner. Anime run-ups are so goofy. Sasuke did this in the Chunin exams as well. But anyway, this combo was anything but. He immediately gets into that Dempsey roll, and oh my god, he was putting belt to ass. Once you hear those plane engines start, you know a knockdown is coming. Sit yo ass down. Right out the gate, Ippo put him on his back. 14 seconds was all he needed. But y'all know, it ain't over yet. We didn't make it 72 episodes just for Ippo to win like this. Sendo gets back up, although barely. Ippo gets right back into his Dempsey roll, beating him down, weaving, and rocking this shit. Then he hits a right. Sendo is holding on for dear life, but then he strikes back with a straight. Ippo got hit so hard that he's even bleeding. Ippo tries getting back into that Dempsey roll, but Sendo jumps in before he can start the engine. He starts getting the upper hand, but Ippo isn't scared. Not yet anyways. He hits a body blow, and they square up. Time for a smackdown. They trade blows. Sendo gets a right hook, but Ippo gets another body blow. Sendo counters with a body blow, and they start going hit for hit. Nobody's backing down. Headbutting in the middle of the ring. Who will be the first to back down? Sendo hits Ippo with a straight. He staggers. Sendo goes in, but wham! Ippo makes him taste the fist. No free eats around here. And after one more duel exchange, round one ends. Sendo was feeling those hits. He's fading in and out of consciousness, but he don't care. This is it. This is exactly what he's been waiting for. Ippo was feeling it too. But look at this smile. When I saw this, I thought bro was about to get on that timing. But when round two starts, something changes. As the crowd starts stomping their feet. As the two boxers throw down, Takamura notices that Ippo's at a disadvantage. Nigga Ippo started getting scared by Sendo. Yeah, I'll be for real. Dude is a straight up monster. I wouldn't blame him if this wasn't the second goddamn time this has happened. The mind games, bro. The mind games. This happened in the Date fight too. And on top of that, you beat him last time y'all fought. You had him eyes open, sitting down on his ass in the corner, bro. What do you mean you're scared? Ippo starts getting beat down. He can only defend desperately as Sendo continues his ravenous onslaught. Then he lands a body blow and a right, blowing Ippo into the corner. Dude was genuinely fearing for his life. Like, Ippo, bro, fight. Come on, bro. No way you scared, bro. Not my goat. Not like this. The round ended, and Sendo and his coach were looking at Ippo like barbecue chicken. They know he's cooked too, and Sendo is now going for the win. Last time he was taken out in this round, and this time he will return the favor. Round 3 starts, and this nigga Ippo couldn't even muster up the courage to attack. Bro was like, did I really look forward to this? Was I really planning to enjoy this fight? What was wrong? No, bro! Lock in! Takamura was looking disappointed, and I was too. Bro acting like this is his first ever fight. I was pissed. I did not make 3 videos in the course of 7 to 8 months just to watch you get fried like this. Bro backed himself into the corner on his own accord, and Sendo beat him down. Then he landed this uppercut, and it looked like it was finally over. Ippo Noahsxz was a fraud after all. I guess he couldn't get it done on the biggest stage. Damn, I guess this is it. I'm sorry as hell. Wait a minute, let me lock in. I don't know how he recovered from this. Bro got the Kyrie levels of balance over here, moving like MJ to get back up. But then we see it. Ippo throws a punch without punching, a shot with killer intent, and that backs Sendo off, letting him survive the round. In the corner, Ippo is trying to think about what he needs to do to win. When Haji, the dog Nakoda illegally brought into the gym, barks, reminding him of everything that he learned at training camp. Shout out to the dog, by the way. He saved Ippo right here. And finally, he turned on that Sharingan. Ippo gets up. His legs are still good. He still has energy. This isn't over yet. Round 4 begins, and even though he was beating on him before, Sendo hesitates. The tiger's instincts don't allow him to move an inch. It's those damn eyes, the same ones he had against Mashiba. Ippo strikes first. They exchange punches once more. Sendo comes in with a smash, but Ippo reads it. Light work. They keep going hit for hit once again. And it's like round 3 never even happened. Ippo is back in his rhythm. Weave, body blow, uppercut, eats a hit. 1, 2, 3, he's getting his licks back. But he gets too overzealous. After hitting Sendo, he goes in for a killer blow. But Sendo baits him and goes in for a smash that is sure to kill. Ippo blocks it, but that's not enough. He shot like a cannonball back into his corner. His back gives out, and Ippo heads towards the floor. Sendo goes in for the finisher, but then, BAM! The gazelle punch. The one punch that can be thrown when bent over. And oh my god, that hurts. Sendo is struggling to get up, and it's not looking good. But Ippo knows that he'll get up. He assumes that fighting pose and plots to put him down for good. He's gonna need to finish this off with the Dempsey roll. Round 5 begins. Sendo seems to be pretty good for a guy who just got knocked down. But then Ippo strikes with a devious uppercut that got Sendo with ketchup all over his face. But this monster doesn't back down. He counters with a mean gut check. It's not looking good. Takamura is in the stands, shouting at Ippo to lock in. That's how bad it was. Then it happens. A mean 5-piece combo by Sendo that sets Ippo flat on his ass. Ippo gets back up, but one right straight, and he was down on the floor again. It took him all his strength just to get back up. 2 knockdowns in 1 round. Ippo is face first on the floor, same as he was with Date. Sendo hits a victory pose. It's over. Ippo's lying on the ground. All he wants to do is close his eyes and go to sleep. He's had his chance twice in a row. It's time to let it go. But then he remembers the pain, the suffering he went through after his fight with Date, the feeling of defeat. He vowed he'd never feel this way again. Sendo was in shambles. He hit that victory pose and everything, and he still got up. But at the same time, he's hype. He wouldn't expect anything else from his rival. The round restarts. Sendo goes on the attack. 1 more knockdown, and he'll be the winner. He needs to land a punch more superior than Ippo's willpower. Ippo's in the corner. He gets hit, but he doesn't stop. He weaves and lands another body blow, cracking Sendo's ribs. Then he waits, biding his time. Sendo's ribs are cracking as he hurls his punches, and then another body blow, then another just before the round ends. But even so, Sendo can't stop smiling. He's willing to put his life on the line for his fight. Hey Makunoguchi, have you ever fought a boxing match with your life on the line? Rinitoshi wishes he was this cold. Ippo was finally close to finding his answer. In the corner, Ippo talks with Kamigawa. He's finally close to finding his answer. The question that drove him to box in the first place. What does it mean to be strong? Kamigawa tells him to go out there, find out himself. That's all he needed. They get back out there and continue to throw hands, exceeding their limits with each hit. Each punch more damaging than the last. On one hand, we have the guy who was always strong and fought because he was strong. On the other, we have the guy who was weak and fought because he wanted to become stronger. Both look for the same answer. What does it mean to be strong? Round 6 ends and round 7 starts, and Sendo, surprisingly, goes on the defensive with a cross-arm block. A big move for a guy with his pride. Each of them wait. Each of them study each other, waiting for the opportunity to strike. Ippo starts his motion, getting into the Dempsey roll, and Sendo stops it, then whams him with a smash. But it was a dual exchange. Ippo was able to get his ribs once again. He knew it was coming. Then Ippo strikes back with a right. Sendo was reeling, but he got the Shorin going on as well. He comes in for the smash. This could be it, folks. Ippo's in a bad position. Will he be able to take this? Fake. We learned that from Dakota. Gazelle punched to the jaw, and then when that theme music started playing, I knew he was about to cook. Left, right, 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 left, and then the electrifying left to finish it off. Game, set, match. It is over. Sendo gets up, but it's already done. All he wants to do is take a look at the man who bested him. The man who is now the featherweight champion of Japan, Ippo Makunoguchi! Kubi was in tears, Mashima was happy in his own little way, and Miyata was aura farming per usual, but happy. Sendo congratulates Ippo on the win, and per usual, leaves the ring with his head held up high. And then we see it. That beautiful Japanese featherweight champion belt. Exactly where it belongs. On Ippo's waist. And Ippo puts them arms in the air. Great job, GOAT. You deserved it. I never doubted you. And although he won, Ippo still doesn't truly know entirely what it means to be strong. But that's okay. Even though he's the champ, this is where his career truly begins. But now, it is time for a party.